My name is Mo, and I'm your host here on Ritualistically. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yes, I'm whispering because I've got some raspy throat issues going on. But today I'm going to talk to you about sitting in the chaos of the number 5 vibration. First, I'm going to tell you a story because this is where I pour tea, pull tarot cards, read stars, and tell you stories. But I'm not going to pour tea. I have poured Turkish coffee today. Demitasse style. Black sugar, freshly roasted and brewed. That is good. My house guest just brought this back to me from Turkey. Let me tell you, that's part of the story I'm going to tell you. So he had been gone on vacation for several weeks, and he brought me back some gifts from his journey. Now, he doesn't speak English at all, and I don't speak Turkish, but he rents my studio apartment. He's been there for the last 6 months. And what he brought me was delightful. He brought me a set of Turkish demitasse cups and saucers. These. A Turkish evil eye charm for my house, which I've already hung up over the door. And a set of tarot cards. Then he tells me, "Do you know how to tell fortunes with Turkish coffee?" My head spun. What? I asked. And he proceeded to explain to me how to do it. We didn't have the right pot to brew the coffee in, but he promised that he will read my fortune the next time. And I smile because I had no idea that he was shamanistic like me. Now, the tarot deck that he brought me is the Wild Unknown Tarot. It's by Kim Carnes. Interestingly, I had the Animal Spirit Oracle deck by her that I gave away last Christmas. So there's this duality of her work returning to me. And this time it returned from the Middle East. How exotic. Except that the version that he brought me is in Turkish, so I can't read it. But that's okay, because I know my tarot. It's the first time I had seen her tarot deck. I didn't know that she made anything other than the Animal Spirit Oracle that I had. And I love minimalist tarot decks because they let me tell the card story through my inner filters and intuition. And this deck is very abstract. See it? Is lovely, lovely artwork. But it did take me a minute to try to figure out which were the majors and which were the minors and work out the imagery. Interestingly, as soon as I opened the deck, unwrapped it from its cellophane and unboxed it, the first card that fell out was the Ace of Wands. Something's incubating, and we will hear the news of its birthing soon. It was full of fire energy, and I thought, what a lovely way for a deck to greet me with such a wonderful card. So that was interesting. So, of course, I had him shuffle the cards immediately, and here's his story. He drew the Ace of Swords, which revealed his intensity and clarity. He was charging forward with new determination, cutting through the noise to focus on what really matters. So the next card he drew was this one. But in that moment, I interpreted this as 3. And I was overcome immediately with Empress energy. I mistakenly saw this and interpreted it as the Empress. And what I was actually looking at was the 6 of Wands. So I told him that I saw a woman, someone beautiful, protected, lovely, just the ideal woman, or that energy, and that maybe she was even pregnant, because this card was representing creativity and growth. I didn't know he had a woman in his life, but I felt her energy. It was all over the place. So I added, maybe it is a project or idea that you're working on and you've been nurturing, but something is ready to bloom. The next card he drew was this one. This is the King of Cups. Interestingly, he told me that in Turkish, the word for this card is the Father. So it is the Father of Cups, and the Queen would be the mother. The Knight would be the boy, and the Page would be the girl. But looking at this through Turkish lenses, this is the Father of Cups. And I saw him as emotionally balanced, standing in his power with a deep sense of calm and wisdom. Later, when I realized the Empress was actually the Six of Wands, I knew it didn't change the message. He was in a cycle of success, recognition, and growth, whether through love, creative projects, or personal victories. The cards showed a powerful momentum, and he's riding it, surrounded by emotional satisfaction and purpose. What a wonderful energy to be in my kitchen. So we sat at my bar in my kitchen, and I brewed a cup of this Turkish coffee, and we shared a cup of coffee as I read his cards. At this point, I had no idea that he had gone to do anything more than visit his family. He's been gone for like 2 weeks, and I didn't know it. And the only way we communicate is by having our telephones translate what we say. He had not even told me that he was leaving. I just noticed he hadn't been around for a couple of weeks, and I texted him, "Hey, are you okay?" And he told me, yeah, he was on vacation in Turkey. And he sent me pictures of this beautiful ocean, and he told me he would bring me gifts, and he did. Now, because this was happening still under the effects of the solar eclipse in the sign of Libra that just took place, I told him this reading was perfectly timed right after a solar eclipse in Libra, a cosmic moment that opens doors to new connections, partnerships, marriages, and contracts. I said, this energy is all about your relationship with others. He looked at me almost in disbelief and asked, "Did you come with me to Turkey?" I was confused, so I said, "What are you talking about?" Then he drops this bomb. I went to Turkey to get married, and I married a Libra. You're gotta love the cards. They never lie, nor do they ever change their message. I'm sharing this because someone out there might need to hear how the cards and the universe align in the most unexpected ways. And the further message that I have to bring you is the energy of the number 5, which personifies the title of this tarot deck, which is the wild unknown. There is always chaos before things are formed. The wild unknown and the energy of the number 5 align perfectly with chaos, transformation, and unpredictability. In tarot, the number 5 typically represents instability, challenges, and upheaval. Think of the 5 of Wands or 5 of Swords, both embodying struggle or conflict. 5s often indicate the point in the journey where the smooth road gets bumpy, pushing you into a space of growth through discomfort. Kind of levels up your game. You got to get on your toes and start paying attention. The concept of the wild unknown speaks directly to embracing the chaotic, untamed aspects of life, the unknown that lies beyond the comfort of stability, like the Emperor's number 4 energy, right? Very stable, very controlled. When you hit that number 5, you're stepping into uncharted territory where change is inevitable and often necessary for evolution. So yes, the wild unknown perfectly vibes with the chaos and transformational energy of the number 5. It's about navigating uncertainty and trusting that this chaotic energy can lead to growth and deeper understanding, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. And that personifies my journey for the last 2 years since my husband passed. And it also personifies Mehmet's journey. Mehmet is my guest. I mean, think about it, relocating from Turkey to a country in which he does not speak the language at all or have any family here. He only has one friend that was just someone from his local neighborhood back in Turkey. But he successfully achieved receiving his green card. He found work immediately, got a car, and is now married and has a future life he's working towards, bringing his wife to this country, getting her a green card. I mean, that youthful, ambitious, forward momentum. I love it. Now, that's what discomfort does to you. And so sometimes when you're in the middle of that turbulent, chaotic energy, remember that. Remember that it's a season, so lean into it. And I'm going to do a whole nother video after this one talking about that season of chaos in which you will benefit if you can just sit with it, because every season deserves to be experienced. You don't get to skip over it. The energy of 5 is impatient. It wants you to act, to do something, but it's also a time when doing nothing is the most powerful thing you can do. Anyway, thank you for stopping by today. Look forward towards my next video where I go a little deeper into that number 5 energy, and have a beautiful day. I'm enjoying my coffee. Bye now.